Stop. Right now. Stop searching for the next hack. Stop looking for the magic formula, because I'm about to tell you something that will make you uncomfortable. You're losing value. Every single day. And the worst part? These 5 habits feel completely normal. They feel safe, comfortable, even virtuous. They're the social anesthetic that convinces you you're doing fine, while you're slowly becoming invisible, forgettable, disposable. Your respect, it's bleeding out. Your masculine frame, crumbling. Your leverage in relationships, career, life, evaporating. If you can handle the truth about what's destroying your value in the 21st century, stay with me for the next 10 minutes. This is the reality check most men will never get. For the next 10 minutes, we're doing a deep dissection of the modern behaviors that are silently assassinating your masculine value. And I need you to understand something critical right from the start. Your value as a man is not an abstract concept. It's not an opinion. It's not subjective. It is a measurable, observable result of your daily actions, decisions, and patterns. These 5 habits we're about to explore. They're not just bad habits. They are systematic destroyers. They're the termites in your foundation. Let's break down each one. No fluff, no filler, just the raw truth. Value destroyer. Number 1. The illusion of constant availability. Let me paint you a picture. It's 2025. You're in the middle of something important, a project, a workout, a creative session, and bing! A text comes in. What do? Most men immediately check it, immediately respond. And here's what they don't realize. Every time you respond instantly, every time you're always available, every time you drop what you're doing to accommodate someone else's schedule, you are broadcasting a message to the world. My time has no value. I have nothing more important than responding to you. Think about the most valuable people you know, the leaders, the creators, the men who command respect. Are they always available? No. Why? Because value is fundamentally tied to scarcity. Not artificial scarcity, not playing games, real scarcity. The scarcity of a man who is so locked into his mission that the world has to wait for him. When she can reach you instantly, 24/7. When you're always the first to text back. When you cancel your plans because she needs something. You're not being a good guy. You're training her and everyone else to see you as reactive, desperate, without priority. Here's what high-value men do differently. Every single day, no exceptions, they dedicate a sacred 3-hour block to their primary mission, their most important work. During this time, phone on airplane mode or in another room. No email, no messages, no social media. Complete immersion in what matters. This isn't rude. This is self-respect. When you protect your time like it's the most valuable resource on earth, because it is, people start treating it that way too. Your response time goes from instant to intentional. Your value skyrockets. Value destroyer number 2. Purpose paralysis. This one is insidious because it doesn't feel wrong. It feels normal. This is the man who is drifting through life, waiting for something to happen, waiting for the promotion to feel motivated, waiting for the right relationship to feel fulfilled, waiting for the perfect moment to finally start that business, that book, that dream. And here's the brutal truth that most men never hear. Women don't fall in love with your potential. They don't fall in love with who you might become. They don't fall in love with your good intentions or your someday plans. They fall in love with your direction. They fall in love with the fire they see in your eyes when you talk about what you're building. They fall in love with the energy, the obsession, the unshakable commitment to something bigger than comfort, bigger than pleasure, bigger than her. If your primary relationship is with your comfort zone, if your main motivation is avoiding discomfort, if your biggest focus is her, you become boring, predictable, invisible. Think about the men who are magnetic, The ones who command rooms without trying. The ones women obsess over. What do they all have? Obsessive purpose. Their mission is their primary relationship. Everything else, including women, orbits around that nuclear core of direction. This is the difference between attraction and neediness. A low-value frame says, "You are my purpose. My life revolves around making you happy." A high-value frame says, "I have a mission I'm obsessed with. If you want to be part of this journey, welcome. But my path doesn't change." Which man do you think she respects? Which man does she chase? Your mission doesn't have to be building a billion-dollar company. It doesn't have to be becoming a professional athlete. But it must be something that you think about constantly. Something that pulls you out of bed. Something that makes you lose track of time. Step 1. Tonight, write down your mission. One sentence. What are you building? Step 2. Make it your filter. Every decision you make gets filtered through this question. Does this move me toward my mission or away from it? Step 3. Dedicate 60 minutes minimum every single day to this mission. Non-negotiable. When your mission is your plan A and she's in orbit around it, you don't become less attractive. You become irresistible. Because finally, she's experiencing a man who can't be distracted, can't be derailed, can't be controlled. Value destroyer number 3. This is the one that destroys more relationships than cheating. Emotional outsourcing. And here's why most good guys never see it coming. They've been told that vulnerability is attractive, that opening up is healthy, that sharing your feelings makes you a better partner. And that's true, to a point. But there's a line. A critical line that most men cross without even realizing it. Emotional outsourcing is when you use your partner as your primary emotional regulation system. You mistake dumping your daily anxiety, your unresolved stress, your fears, your frustrations, for being emotionally available. Every day you come home stressed. She has to calm you down. Every week you need her to lift your spirits, validate your decisions, reassure you that you're on the right path. You make her your therapist, your emotional support animal, your stability. And here's what happens. A high-value man provides a stable, strong, grounded emotional environment. He is the rock, the anchor, the steady force. When you constantly need her to regulate your emotions, when she becomes responsible for your emotional state, you flip the fundamental polarity of attraction. She is forced into the masculine role of emotional guardian, of provider, of strength, and you become the feminine energy, seeking comfort, needing reassurance, emotionally dependent. And she will lose attraction for you, not because she's cruel, not because she doesn't care, but because the fundamental dynamic that creates sexual polarity has been violated. Real vulnerability isn't weakness looking for a rescuer. Real vulnerability is strength that chooses to share. It's, "I'm going through something heavy, but I'm handling it. Here's where I'm at." Not, "I'm falling apart and I need you to fix me." The fix? Step 1. Get professional support. A therapist, a coach, a men's group, someone whose job is to hold your emotional processing. Step 2. Practice the 24-hour rule. Journal, meditate, work out, handle it. Step 3. Learn Stoic emotional regulation. Read Marcus Aurelius. Study Epictetus. Master the art of holding your frame under pressure. Be the man who absorbs chaos, not the man who creates it. Be the man who can feel deeply but isn't controlled by those feelings. She doesn't need another source of stress. She needs a sanctuary. Be that sanctuary. Value destroyer number 4. The culture of complaint. Your entire dialogue is dominated by criticism, cynicism, blame, the government, the economy, the dating market, the system, everyone else. Here's what complaining signals: 0 agency, 0 power. You're telling the world, life is happening to me. I'm a victim. I'm powerless. Value is found in the man who says, "Here's the problem. Here's what I'm building to solve it." The fix? The zero complaint rule. Catch yourself complaining? Stop. Reframe it as action. Dating is broken becomes, "I'm hitting the gym at 6 a.m. My job sucks" becomes, "I'm updating my resume tonight." Action kills victim mentality. Value destroyer number 5. Financial immaturity. Not about being rich, about being responsible. If you're drowning in consumer debt, living paycheck to paycheck from poor choices, no emergency fund. You're broadcasting, "I can't manage a future, a home, a family." Financial competence is the most measurable display of masculine capability. 5 habits. 5 systematic destroyers of masculine value. Eliminate them, and you don't need tricks. You don't need games. You don't need manipulation. You become authentically powerful. So here's your challenge. Which of these 5 destroyers are you eliminating today? Not tomorrow, not next week, not when I'm ready. Today. Drop your commitment in the comments. Make it real. If this hit you where it needed to, if you felt the uncomfortable truth, hit that subscribe button. We're building a generation of men who lead, who create, who refuse to be disposable. Your transformation starts right now.